Well, hello. We made it this week.
We did. What a freaking nuts week.
I know, and it's after a delay of not being able to do our New Year's Eve roundup.
I think we need to explain that because
We need to explain it.
people might have been confused. I mean, I was a little confused at the moment too. We were totally ready to do a show on New Year's
We
Eve.
were.
We had like everything set up.
We had lipstick on.
We had makeup on, guys. We looked fine.
We did.
And yet the universe, in its own funny way, said, no, Kara and Heather, you are not going to get to do this show.
Yeah.
Freaking 7 minutes before the show is supposed to start, all the internet went down.
Yeah. So pretty much all of the internet in my city just took a dump. 7 minutes. I mean, Heather and I are in front of the computer. We're all ready. We're all set. And then we're like, wait a minute. There is no internet now. I mean, it just went.
Exactly. I couldn't even believe it. I was just like, do we need to just restart the router? Like what,
Which we did. We restarted the router. We checked other devices. Heather wanted to see if she could use her cell phone.
And then I remembered you have no signal where you live. So like, no, nothing.
No.
And I mean, like, it sounds like a lame excuse, but we weren't even drunk. Like, we weren't that drunk.
Right.
That we couldn't do the
I'm not
show.
going to say that we weren't drinking.
We were drinking, but we were sober enough that we got the show and got our shit together.
We were pacing.
Yes.
We were pacing ourselves.
We were, because we knew we had a show with you guys. And I'm kind of bummed because
although that was the best 2020 wrap-up show you could have ever had.
It was unfreaking believable.
That was 2020.
You're like, yeah, this is it totally lives up to it.
Yeah. I mean, you make plans, you're gonna do something, you're all set, and then nope, it's canceled. It took a crap on you. It's not happening. And yes, Travis, we did party it up. Heather and I stayed up till midnight. I'm just saying.
Past midnight.
I stayed up till 2.
It was, I know, and like I was like, oh,
because I did dishes.
Yeah, she's like really good about this stuff. She always makes sure everything's put away.
Well, I used to not when I had a party. You're like, I'm going to bed. And then you wake up and you're hungover and you have a complete mess and everything smells of alcohol and you've got to clean it up. And so I have learned, clean it up while you're still drunk.
It doesn't seem like such a chore. You're just like,
clean. Stumble to bed. You wake up in the morning, everything's good.
The house is nice. Yes, we had a lot of fun. It was
fun.
Kind of lovely. And I think considering it was a year where we couldn't really go anywhere, we had a nice, chill New Year's Eve. And we drank and we got to do we did pretty girly stuff too. Like we got to do like our face masks. It's our annual tradition. So yes, Travis, it was awesome.
We had a good time.
It was really good. I wish you guys could all been there with us. It was like
we were planning to have you all there with us, but
I missed you. How was everybody else's New Year's? Like did it go out like ours? Like the internet went out or something nuts? I know there's a lot of there was some drama. I remember reading like some people had different things happen, but but we live in a state where I don't, like the lack of fun is quite amazing.
Well, now the king did say that the peasants are now allowed in our state to go inside a place to dine.
Thank you, sir.
Not many.
No.
Not many of you. Just a few peasants.
Yeah.
Do not get too uppity.
It was like 150 max in a place. But it was like 6 people at a table. I don't know how that's gonna work, but and you
Yeah.
have to have reservations, which like I do remember in the first part when they had the reservation rule, and I walked up and they go, "What's your name?" Okay, then I'd say Heather, and they go, "You have a reservation," and they'd like write it down, and I go, "Okay," and so it was instant reservations, which I like.
Yes.
Oh, you watch the potato drop in Idaho. Oh, that's cool.
It is kind of cool.
Chinese food party. Oh, I love that. That sounds
Yeah.
awesome. Yes, it is probably fun for New Year's in Idaho. I'm imagining it's a giant potato. I'm gonna have to look that up. So, oh yes, and 45% allowed into the restaurant. I mean, is it like you have to have like your legs sticking in the restaurant?
Yeah.
Oh man, Ryan Waterbury sounds awesome.
That does
Charcuterie,
sound good.
drinking a beer. Mm-mm. I like a good charcuterie board.
Heather and I
Uh,
had a mix of drinks.
we
What did
did.
we all drink? We had wine.
We had wine, and I had some South Dakota wines
Yes.
that was pretty good. But
Yeah, we
we
drank that
had
raspberry one.
the French 75, and then what was
That's right.
the red one that we had for dinner was actually pretty good. I like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We had a red wine for dinner. Um, oh, we had the um, spiced cranberry um, gin and tonic.
Oh gosh, that was good. That was
Yeah,
it
that
was.
was really good.
I like that. Very
So
holiday.
we had a few things.
And oh, and Ryan thinks that our restaurant situation will probably be dialed back before we can blink. Yep. Very,
Yeah.
very
So if you have a
possible.
restaurant that you want to go to, you better get your butt out there on Monday.
Yeah. I think this is like an olive branch to us because all the businesses were threatening to open anyway. So he's like, well, you can a little.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
and we had businesses willing to open. They were being taken to court. They're having their liquor license removed for 5 years. They're threatening to send the owners of these restaurants to work farms, and
Stop.
yet they were still opening and staying open.
That's bonkers.
And so I think perhaps maybe he realized people were getting pushed um, past the point that they would take.
Yeah. I think, you got to read the writing on the wall sometimes and go, we need to like let the people have a little bit of something something. Yeah, he's
Yep.
like trying to avoid the Colorado like litigation. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, because most every other state where this type of action is making its way through the courts, it is being overturned.
Oh,
So,
I'm gonna just say I haven't had a beer, like a whole beer, in a long time. So I'm going to have a cake beer. It's a vanilla cake beer from Mankato Brewery here in lovely Mankato. It's called Caked Up. So I'm
a
gonna have
cake
a
beer.
cake beer. Tastes like cake. Smells really good. Smells kind of hint of vanilla.
I'm a little
Mm.
frightened by that.
Oh, I've had it before. It's
A little
yummy to
frightened.
and it's a very light looking beer, delicious. So I'm having a cake beer. I haven't had one in a long time. Cheers.
Let her drink cake.
Let me drink cake. I know. Oh my god. It's like all the things I want in life is cake and beer all in one thing. Oh my god.
So, Heather, anything exciting happened today?
Oh shit. Okay, well, I can say like in my own life, my car died, so I got an Uber. But when I got out of work, the Uber guy was like, "Hey, did you hear what happened at the Capitol?" I'm like, "At the Minnesota Capitol?" No, he's like, "No, in Washington." I'm like, "What?" So, Kara, what happened in the Capitol today?
I don't know, and I don't think anyone really knows what happened at the
Why do you
Capitol
like
today. I
why?
what it looked like was it looked like a protest that got frisky.
Yeah.
And it looked like there was kind of two different groups. Like the people that were there protesting, and I'm not saying that they're completely separate. I'm
Yeah.
just saying it seemed like there were two different responses. So you had protesters who were there and they were doing the whole, Trump one thing or, whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
Um, and then they decided to go to the Capitol. Like they decided to march on the Capitol, right? And this also happened in some states too. Like some
Oh.
states, they tried to break into the Capitol buildings. And yeah, frisky, one might even say spicy. Um, and so then they went and they pushed on the barricades. And if you watch the video, this was not like a crowd like violently pushing past the barricades.
They
They
just
went over the barricades, and then it seemed like the police let them past. So when
yeah.
you watch the videos, the police were not like really stopping them,
Why
which I
though?
was a little surprised by. I'm not sure. It was
Would they,
odd.
you think
Everything about this thing was odd. Every
oh,
single thing was odd.
here comes my tinfoil hat. Do you think they were told to just like leave them be a bit?
I don't know.
It's so
I mean, I
weird.
honestly don't know. I can't even take a guess at that. But then people got in,
Yeah.
okay? And it
They're
seemed
into the
like
building.
maybe people were gonna just get onto the actual grounds itself, like onto the stairs and all that kind of stuff. But then, people started breaking windows
I
and
wonder.
getting in and they were running through the tunnels and that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And so the rest of the crowd was like, yeah, let's go in.
Do it.
Right? And so they go in because you know how groups can.
You get the group mentality. Everybody winds each other
Oh
up.
yeah, yeah. And so they were like, this is a fantastic idea. We should go in. And this is where you start to see the huge split in people. So there were some people, and I mean, there were some crazy ass people. Like this dude with Viking horns,
Oh,
and it looked like a fake fur.
I'm gonna show that real quick.
Yeah.
I have a little something
And
that
he
we
sat on this, like in the speaker dais area, and yelled, Trump has won.
yeah, like this dude.
That dude, yeah, that dude, right?
He's like an interesting looking character,
Okay,
really.
so you have people like that. And then you had people who were like they had gray hair, they got the MAGA hat on and the gray hair and all that kind of stuff. Exactly.
That's
Yes.
what happens when you cancel Burning Man. They gotta
Oh,
go
that's
somewhere.
Kara. The dude is an actor from Arizona.
Is he?
I don't know. That's what Travis is saying.
I saw in one of the groups on Facebook that they, like the people are speculating about what he's all about.
There's all kinds of speculation. There's all kinds of speculation. But then but you had all these other people who were just kind of strolling through the Capitol, like they were
Yeah,
touring it.
yeah. I mean, because like you might just be like, "Hey, I've never been in here. Let's look around." You know?
And they were. And so here's the thing, you know how when you go into a place and they have the stanchions with the
Yeah,
ropes,
yeah.
they were like carefully single file walking through there and
These are,
not going into the areas they were.
you guys are rioting wrong.
I mean, that was bizarre. Again, bizarre. So you had people who were violent. They
Yeah,
flat out were. They were
oh,
violent. They were
the
breaking shit.
plan.
They were, just doing crazy ass crap. And then you had like the rest of the protests, which looked like the majority of it, of people who are like, yeah, and they go in there, and then they just kind of start
You go,
touring and looking
ooh.
around.
I mean, it's impressive. The place is
Yeah, and
impressive.
I kid you not, I was watching this on the live feed.
Like this, you'd think you'd see the TV cameras and go, "Oh, I got to act like I'm upset about something," but no, I'm like,
No,
this place is pretty
no,
neat.
because there was live streamers in there. So I was watching a live stream. And I kid you not, I saw a group of people because there's cops all through here. There's
Yeah.
cops all through here. And I saw a group, like a small group, approach a cop. And you can see they have a slight discussion. And the cop points them to where the restrooms are.
You freaking
I
kidding?
am not kidding you. So this is my theory.
Yeah.
This is my theory. So they shut down the restaurants and all the businesses around the area before this protest started.
Yeah.
So the protest happens. It's cold. You're
Yeah.
drinking coffee.
It goes through you.
You gotta pee. So
Everybody's
when
got to
someone
pee.
says, "Hey, let's storm the Capitol building," you're like, "Yeah, because I bet they have bathrooms, and I really gotta pee."
I know that would do it to me if I was really holding it too long and they're like, "Well, you're going to have to sit here for another hour or we can storm it and you can go find a
And
bathroom."
I'm gonna use that bathroom.
Let's
And
go.
and seriously, and and I did see, cops were trying to like shoo people out, and some people shooed out, and other people were just like, no. But I mean, it was just a crazy mix. It was a crazy mix of people who, honest to God, looked like they were tourists. And I
Well,
know they weren't. I know they were protesters, but they looked like they were tourists. And then other people who were doing the most wild crap ever,
I saw one
throwing
guy
stuff. I saw
carrying like
someone, yeah, taking that podium
that podium. I'm like, "What the hell are you going to do with
like a
that, man?"
souvenir.
And he's smiling at the camera like, "Hey," I'm like, "They know it's you. Put it back for
Right.
me." They're going to find you. Is it worth stealing that?
Yeah. And then, and I did see as the time was going on, cops were putting people down on the ground and they were zip tying them and all that kind of stuff. And I know that there was an
What
armed
they do?
standoff and all that kind of stuff. And and I'm not making light of any of that.
No.
Um,
I mean, it's actually kind of horrific
but
because
the
how
whole
scary.
thing was nuts. The whole thing was nuts. It was just nuts.
I think if I was one of the leaders in the meeting that day and all of a sudden you heard people like running in, I would have been shitting my pants,
They
honestly.
were.
It
They
would have been
were.
so
They
scary.
were laying down on the floor and in between the seats, hiding until they
Yeah,
could evacuate them.
gotta be scary. You don't know what people are gonna do.
Right. Especially some dude with horns and a fake
I would
fur
feel
cape.
like if you were wearing that, people go, that guy either means business or he's batshit. And either way, leave him alone.
He looked like he was there to go to a football game.
Yeah. I mean, he had kind of that Viking look about him with the big
Yeah.
horns and all the
If he
tattoos.
would have been painted purple and gold, I'd have been like, oh, yep.
One of us. Oh my god, it's so scary though. I felt like, is this really happening? Is this like, was it set up? I mean, it just didn't seem like possible that it could happen.
No. And it was odd. And the police were odd. Everything was odd.
That's why
I mean,
like the brain part of like in my head I feel like, is this real? Like was it like set up ahead of time, you know?
I don't know. It was just, yeah. I keep saying it was weird and it was odd, but it was weird and it was odd. And,
It was so
and if you
weird.
go back on those live streams and you watch the beginning of it, and I know like we're all saying they stormed the Capitol building.
They could have
That's
stormed it.
not really what happened. I mean, that would have been more normal.
It would have been. I felt
But
like,
what actually happened, that was not it.
no, it was not it. I mean, I saw people climbing a wall and I'm like, what are you
Okay,
guys
that was
doing?
impressive. I'm not gonna lie.
I was like going, dude, that's pretty high. Like,
This
where you?
fat butt could not do that.
No, I'm like, I also feel like if it wasn't my original decision to storm a building, I'd be like, I'm like, we could climb the wall or we could go around and go up the stairs and through the door. I'd be like, let's go around. That wall thing is a little intimidating. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Although Travis is saying something's not accurate, so he'll have to elaborate
We're
on
gonna have to say
what
what
is
it
not.
is.
Yes, you got to say what is the not accurate part. But yeah, I mean,
It was a
it was
weird
it was a weird day, and then you know, Trump tells them to disperse,
Just
and
he's
they
like,
did.
yeah, which makes me wonder if he was behind it all along. I
Well,
don't
I mean,
know.
he did speak at the rally, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think like a lot of this is like get egging people on, like going,
I
yeah,
don't.
aren't you pissed that I didn't win? And yeah,
Right, yeah, the storming of the castle was not accurate. No,
no,
it what that yeah, that's not
it
what happened.
didn't feel
But
like it.
here's the problem. So people on social media are hearing that people stormed the Capitol, right? And they're picturing like the storming of the Bastille,
Well, yeah,
which I can understand. And then people are like, "Oh my God, I can." And but frankly, to me, what happened is more disturbing
yeah, like why?
than if they had actually really stormed it.
Yeah, because that would have been like, wow, they had
Because the
some,
police just let them through.
yeah. I mean,
DC police
seriously,
just let them through.
that's why I'm thinking there's more to
The
this.
vice president was there, and they let him through.
Yeah, they shouldn't have. Like, don't you think they're the security detail for the vice
Oh,
president would be
Secret
like,
Service meant business, and I
yeah,
believe Secret Service is who
subdued?
shot a female. So a female on the scene was shot. I'm not sure if she was killed or not. She
I
was shot
heard
in the
that she
neck.
was killed, but I don't
So,
know.
but
But
yeah,
but let me just say this: like, if you are going to storm a federal building, there is a very
right.
good chance you could get killed. Like,
There
actually, I would
should be.
expect it. I would expect that someone would be killed. This is like not what I expected. This I'm like, God, are they
No.
all gonna die?
Oh,
Like,
she did die. Yep.
yeah, she died. But I mean, you get shot in the back, like, and stuff happens.
But I guess I would have expected a different response. And I have a
Yeah.
couple of concerns. Number one, my concern is now that this happened once and people saw there wasn't really a response, like they didn't really try to keep them out, will this be a recurring thing now?
Well, you'd think, especially we have so much unrest in our country right
We
now.
do. I mean, we
Yeah.
have people that are protesting at politicians' homes. That's
And
become normal now.
yes.
It used to be absolutely unacceptable to do that.
Well, I mean,
It's
okay,
normal now.
Miss Burnsville City Councilwoman who's had people protest at her home. Yes, people are they do it all the time.
Yeah, they do. I mean,
It's
that's now a thing,
crazy.
right? That's now just a thing. So you
Like,
protest at someone's home.
yeah, I mean, like it's one thing to protest the president at the White House, but to protest
Right.
like at somebody's house, it seems really creepy to me.
Yeah. So I mean, we're seeing a lot of norms broken now.
Oh,
And
always.
we have in the past now had multiple protests where people push into state capitals. So
Yeah.
that wasn't anything new today.
No.
And that did happen at some state capitals, but that has been happening. So that's not new. So these kind of things are becoming more normal. So that's a big concern. My next big concern is what is going to be the government reaction? Because one thing the government is always really good at is overreacting way after the effect.
Yes. I think they're gonna go nutso
I do
with
too.
this.
I
And
do
it's
too.
not
And I
gonna be
think they're going to
pretty.
strip people of their ability to protest. I think they are going to clamp down on freedom of speech. I think there's going to be um, a huge overreaction that is aimed at all of us,
But
right?
they will convince many liberal people that it's okay because it's more it's against the MAGA people, so it's not really
Right.
you, except it's everyone.
Except
It,
it'll be
it'll
everyone.
be
Yeah.
everyone, but they'll that's how they'll get people to agree to it. It's like, oh, it's just to stop those
Yeah.
crazy pants people from doing this again. But really, like the next time you want to protest something, you won't be able to.
Well, and we've already seen huge infringements on protests this year. This
Yes.
whole year has been, well, and let's be real. The protests that have been happening in previous years too, there has been more and more of a clamping down on not allowing protest.
Yeah.
And when people do protest, you're protesting the wrong way, and
Do you have
the
your permit?
police should come and thump you,
Yeah.
right? That's been the deal, right? Oh, well, you were protesting, you got what you deserved. So that has become more and more of a thing too. And I think this is going to just steamroll some crap in.
Yeah.
Congress
Anytime.
Congress will act because they're scared
Yeah, I mean, it's fear. Fear is
and they're going to
always
screw
the
us.
best way to make things like go through quickly. Like,
Oh
nine
yeah,
11. It's just like, oh, well, we don't want terrorists to be on our airplanes, so
right.
we're gonna search y'all and make your life kind of complicated and tax you on your tickets forever and ever, even though it's
And do
proven
nothing
that
for
it doesn't.
safety.
Yeah, I mean, like if somebody wants to break into the Capitol, even if like they like do body scans and everything for the whole city, somebody can get through. They'll figure it out. That's not how it works.
Obviously, all you have to do is just walk up there.
Well, that's the brilliant part about anything is like I think I was surprised they didn't all have clipboards because I'd be like they always say if you want to get
Mm.
into a place, you just hold a clipboard and maybe
Have
wear
one of
like
those vests,
those shiny yellow vests and like walk around
look
and
all
then walk
official.
right in. You can do it.
Yeah,
But they didn't even have that shit. Like, how did they do it?
no. And like something else crazy that happened today. Okay, so
Yeah.
Trump is suspended on Twitter.
Oh, I saw that.
But
What?
here's what happened before he got
Why?
suspended. Pence unfollowed him on Twitter.
Oh, Pence is like, I've had enough of your shit, man. Those guys, like, Pence is probably like, I put up with you, but now that we don't have to work together anymore, F you, man.
I'm sure I have no love for Pence. I'll just put
No,
that
I
out there.
don't. I don't like him at all,
But
actually,
I'm
which
sure
is
Pence
weird.
is over these past weeks has just been thinking, what the hell?
Dude, it's like, and
And Trump was saying, like, he was writing this whole thing about that Pence has the constitutional authority to refuse certification of the election, and Pence wrote this thing saying,
oh no,
"No, no, I don't. No, nope."
don't make up shit. Oh,
I just so yeah. So watching him like
he's
unfollow
I'm
Trump,
unfriend. He's unfriending him. I mean,
he
big
did.
time.
He unfriended him.
I mean that. I mean, you think about how you feel when somebody unfriends you that you work with, and you're like, what,
Oh
what?
my God, what
But
the
now
hell?
nobody wants to be friends with Trump right now. I think he's going down a dark
But a
path.
lot of people do. This is the other crazy
No, I
thing.
can't
Like
believe that.
I I don't understand the loyalty that people
No,
feel towards Trump. And they
no,
do.
they
Like
love
there is a
him.
sizable, like in fact, he was the and how Time Magazine does those polls, right?
Yeah,
On who is the most respected man and respected woman.
yeah.
And Trump was voted the most respected man in the United States.
What?
He was. And I mean, not my party, not my dude, so I don't get it. But so
No.
he does have a loyal following.
They love
I and
him.
I don't understand that depth of loyalty. I understand the attraction.
Oh
I
yeah,
understand why people follow him, why
yeah.
they like his policies. Like, I get that. I can look at it objectively and go, okay, yeah, I can get that. But what I don't understand is the depth of loyalty.
No, exactly. I just it's scary. In my heart, I'm sure there's good qualities about every human being on the planet, but I just don't see it right now.
Yeah. Now, Bendixson has a good comment on
Oh,
the
I gotta
part
take this.
about that that this was another crazy thing was as
Oh,
protesters were leaving, and keep in mind this is the group that is like the tourist group
yeah.
who stayed between the stanchions and everything. Like, they were taking selfies with the cops and taking pictures of themselves inside the Capitol building.
Yeah, they were like
That was
commemorating.
another just, like, surreal thing.
Well,
That was very surreal.
it feels like, okay, I grew up before Facebook, and so stuff like this kind of always felt weird to me, but like commemorating weird shit, like it seems to be a young person thing, like people taking
Yeah.
selfies at
These were
funerals.
not young people, though.
No, but like,
They were older than us.
but okay, there's such a thing as evidence, like if they want to arrest
God, I'm
people,
telling
like
you.
why get your picture taken? Why do selfies and post them everywhere so people know you were the one who stole something or broke something or broke the law? It just doesn't seem smart. I get that they're like going, I don't care, I believe in this cause, but it's
I
dumb
don't
because
know.
you're probably going to get arrested later if you weren't
Yeah.
already.
Oh, yeah, they're gonna get arrested. They're gonna
Yeah,
use those videos, those live stream videos, and all those photos and everything, and they are
yeah.
going to round people up.
Facial recognition so good, and they have tons of cameras there, and obviously they're taking pictures of themselves and posting it. It's really easy. They're gonna all go to jail, but I'm just like, kids, wear a fucking mask.
Oh, shit.
I mean, like you could easily get away with it and walk in because they'd be like, well, they're following the rules and being safe, but you can wear a mask and nobody can figure out who you are.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
I'm
And,
like, you're not
and
breaking the
I know a
law,
lot of
right?
people are very upset today, and I get that. And
I get
I
it.
was pretty bummed earlier today. I'm just like, "Oh my God, people, please." I just
Like we're already starting this year like with such a downer crap thing,
Yeah,
we don't need this.
right. But, I mean, people do need to take a little step back, because this was not, this, again, this was not the storming of the Bastille
No,
kind of thing. Um, so
it was
and I know people are saying this was a coup d'etat and that kind of stuff,
no.
and I don't even think that's what it was. Um, I don't think that they were, like, they weren't carrying Trump on their shoulders and ushering him in. I don't think there was even I don't think it was thought through.
Well, like it might have been thought through by a few individuals, but it wasn't apparent by the actions of everyone else like
Yeah.
involved in it. I'd say
So,
like 95% of the people there had no freaking clue what was going on.
yeah. And I think there was an element there that was very focused on starting some shit. They were.
Yeah.
They
Oh yeah.
flat out were.
But
But
I've heard this
yeah.
about like every protest and riot in the country, there's always a group that shows up that's like, yeah, I get to bring my guns out and we can start some stuff. But like most of the people at these protests and like even like I don't care which side you're on, they're not going there to start stuff. They just like they believe in whatever they believe.
Yeah. And I think we do have to stand firm, that we have to say one of the things that makes our country is we have a peaceful transfer of power, whether you agree with what is happening or not. And that is, that we need to protect, right? We need to guard that carefully, because when it's lost, it
Oh,
is absolutely lost. You really can't get that back. You will go through cycle after cycle after cycle of crap. And it's like periods in US history where we came pretty close to it because we had assassinations, right?
yes.
Um, and they were clustered, right? Assassinations and serious assassination attempts tend to cluster because people are like, it's possible.
It can happen. Well, and that you see like school shootings and you get copycats because they go, "Ooh,
Right.
good idea. I'm gonna go do that now." You know?
Right.
So
So, I mean,
I'm sure we'll have
yeah,
more.
not downplaying, Not
No, I
downplaying
mean,
the seriousness whatsoever.
okay. So non-aggression principle is a big part of the Libertarian Party, and I've seen
Yes.
different points of view on the, what do you want to call them, insurgents, protesters, riot. I think they're more like protesters.
Yeah.
They
I
want
think,
to
I think it was like a riot. I think riot would be a
riot,
good,
yeah, because I mean they
because
broke
they're,
stuff.
yeah, they broke in, they broke something. That's absolutely fair to call that a riot,
Yeah,
I think. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, like, we're seeing. I lost my train of thought because I'm drinking for the first time ever,
Ha!
but not for the ever, but I think
Discussions
that
of like, when is it okay to riot?
when is it okay to riot with like the non-aggression principle? I feel like you have to be attacked in some way, either like they're going to take away your property, they're doing something to you, and so maybe they felt like they something was being done to them, like they felt like the elections were rigged or something. So I'm trying to wrap my head around why people would think it was okay, because I would never hurt anybody, unless they were hurting me.
Yeah. Uh, for several reasons. It would take quite a bit to to get me to initiate violence.
Right.
Um, am I willing to stand between violent state actions and people? Yes, I am.
Yes.
Like, I'm
Yeah.
willing to do that.
Well,
Am I
protecting
willing
people.
to initiate violence? It would take a lot. And number one,
Right.
because I don't think that that's the right thing to do. I
No.
don't. I don't
There's
think that's the
always
right way to do it.
usually you can talk. There's other ways of working things out, but
Yes.
I do think that it's important to have the right to protest. That
Yes.
that's the ultimate, that's the bottom line in this. But how you protest, that's where the gray area is. And I've had arguments with lots of people about
Well,
when
and
it's
there
okay.
are arguments every time a protest turns into a riot,
Yeah.
right? I mean, there's a camp of people who say it's never acceptable to use violence. And I sit more within that group. And then there's a group who says riots are the language of the unheard,
Yeah.
right? So if you have a population that's rioting, it's because there's something so,
I
you
could
know,
agree.
unjust happening that they feel that is the only way that they can resolve the situation. So fix that, and then you don't have riots, right?
Yeah.
Um, and depending on the situation is when people make those various arguments. But for for libertarians, like when we join the Libertarian Party, we say we will not initiate violence for to change policy or to change society. We're not going to engage in that. Like, that's something that we're not going to do. And I wouldn't do that. I mean, the
Oh.
only way is that I can see for me personally is if it's to the point where this is civil war.
Yeah. And they're hurting
And that's
people.
almost like a defensive thing, right?
Well,
At that
yeah.
point, it's defensive.
I feel like that, if you're defending yourself, you always have a right to defend yourself. Let's see. I always like to read the like, that's my hard part with the show. Sometimes I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
yes. It's
But those are hard questions because it's easy to just say one way or the other.
I
Riots are the
know.
language of of those who are not hurt, or you do not use violence to initiate change,
I
right?
think that we shouldn't use violence to initiate change. However,
But I mean, there's this
but if they
area
made it,
between.
but like I always have the what ifs. Like, let's say you're in Nazi Germany and they're rounding people up, then hell yeah. Like, even
Right,
it might not be you that they're doing this to, but you see like such an injustice happening, you have to stand up.
right.
So where is that? where does that happen? Is it because they don't have McRibs at McDonald's, so we burn the whole city down? No.
Oh,
I mean, no, right? No. And or they ran out of my favorite wine at the liquor store. Burn it down. You know,
burning down.
burn it down. But I try to understand, and it's been really hard sometimes to see it. But you know what? I wanted to talk about something because we like run out of time.
Oh,
This week there was one good news that I wanted to share with people, and it's not even my good news. So, I'm gonna share good
ooh,
news.
share the
Let's
good news.
see. Let's see if I can figure out where my tab is.
That's like me. I've got like 70 tabs open.
Where did it go? That's so weird. Oh, I'm just gonna do my entire screen since this is like not working. There we go. We'll do this. Um, like this week there was a pretty cat. I'm just gonna like go there. Can you see it?
No,
You can't see this? It says sharing a window? No? Okay, I'll get there.
I can see our window just
Oh,
smaller. Oh, there we go.
forever and ever.
Oh, it's the infinity window.
Isn't that neat? Okay, I'm gonna do something different. Oh, stop that screen and we'll try again. It like because it disappeared. I don't know where it went. Um, there it is. Okay, now you'll see. Now you'll see. Okay, you see this girl? It has nothing to do with what I'm going to show you, but I had to
Oh,
show her because that's good news right
my
there.
God.
Isn't she cute? I love
My
that picture.
cat is so goddamn cute.
That is one cute cat. And every
I
once in a
know.
while she like lets me cuddle her and I love it. And then she also scratches and bites me sometimes. So
Oh,
I mean that's just part of it. But Kara got sworn in yesterday.
I did.
And I thought that was awesome. And congratulations for your second term, Miss Kara Schultz.
Thank
Of
you. Thank
Greenfield
you.
City
Yeah,
Council.
I was trying to figure out what background I would use because I was going to be on Zoom and I didn't want to use the boring city council background.
No.
So I picked
The Mockingjay.
I picked the Mockingjay for my background to be
May the
sworn
odds be forever in your favor. I wish you would like instead of having your hand up for swearing, you would have done the Mockingjay symbol, but I figure that might have been controversial.
in. Yep.
So I love it.
Yeah, probably the just having the Mockingjay up was controversial.
Did anyone say anything?
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, oh, did they? Like
Yeah, people
afterwards?
were texting me and messaging me
No, I mean like on
like
the
that.
city council, did they like go,
No,
hey?
they're
Oh,
they're used to my shenanigans. I
it
think
was a
one meeting
subtle.
I started and I had as my background a flaming dumpster fire.
Which just seems appropriate sometimes.
Yeah, well, I wasn't happy with that meeting's agenda, so
I think, yeah, you're like, this is how I feel. This is a flaming dumpster fire. Meh. No, but congratulations. I'm really proud of
yeah.
you.
Well, and we had a lot of libertarians, and I was gonna collect pictures and things
Maybe
got
next
crazy.
time.
Um, we had a lot of libertarians taking their oath of office, and
That
it's
was
been neat
neat.
watching that over the past weeks, watching them, um, take their oath of office, see their nameplate at their spot in city council, and just have that sinking realization of,
Like you did it.
I did it. Like I'm going to be able to make an impact in my community.
And congratulations on
Oh,
what you
thank
just
you. Thank you.
did.
Thank you.
Yay, I'm so
So yeah,
proud. I'm proud of everyone, all the cool libertarian people who got elected. Congratulations, and may the odds be forever in your favor. I can't do that whistle. It's just awesome, though. Yeah, I was watching you and screaming, so I don't know if you heard that, but I was like, yeah! And then after that, I got bored with the rest of the meeting, so I turned it off. But I was like, that
like
was my
paint
favorite part.
drying.
Yeah. But I actually tried to watch a little bit and I went, oh, yeah. If it was you talking, I probably would have listened the whole time. But like everybody else keeps talking, so whatever.
I know.
I'm like, not as much fun. So,
Well,
yeah.
I'll tell you, do you have your
Oh,
your
Yes, I'll do it right now, but I got to run into the other room and get the thing really quick. So I'm just going to put this
Okay.
up and I'll run away. Oh, I'm running.
She's she needs to get an aide so she can give you just the tip. I don't know what she's going to bring.
I'm coming back.
I'm kind of nervous.
No, it's easy. It's
Oh, you turned your audio off. Uh-oh. Technical difficulties. I can see you're still muted, Heather. I can see the little mute symbol on there.
did it. Okay.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay. I ran and then I bumped it and I came running because I was so I'm so fast. I'm like,
Although you'll need to turn it up.
oh, turn it up.
Mm-hmm.
What is going on?
Because I think you hit the volume level.
Right? Ow. Well, can you hear me?
I can, but it's pretty light.
What the hell? Okay, I'm gonna...
So while she's getting that fixed, everyone, start thinking of what one awesome thing happened to you this week so that we can all share that at the end. So if you have one awesome thing, can be big, can be small, and then we can share it with one another, put it in the chat, and we'll pop it on the screen.
Okay, can you hear
And
me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Oh yes, and get ready.
Okay.
Okay. So Kara actually turned me on to this, and I think like if you're trying to eat healthy and or lose weight, sometimes it's hard when you have family members that don't want to eat healthy crap. And one of the things that Kara got me into, egg
Yes.
tins. They're like crepini, and which is not crappini. They're actually pretty dang good. And there's a couple different kinds. There's egg ones, and I get the ones with the cauliflower because that's all they have in my town. But you can get them at Costco, and they have the huge ones.
Yep.
The
That's
little
I get the big ones.
the little ones are 8 calories. I think the big ones are like 25 or 30 calories, something like that. And they are awesome. And my husband is a super picky eater, and I made enchiladas with these tonight.
Oh yeah.
And he's like, I could eat this every other day. And I'm like, yes, score. So
That's awesome.
so this, like, you replace some of your carbs with like those cheaty kind of things.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's not super green. You know, a lot of people are like Whole Foods and everything. But this is, I mean, it's got like actually like it's got egg whites and cauliflower
A
powder,
lot of
olive
protein.
oil, sea salt, xanthan gum, spices, and citric acid. So it's actually not a lot of ingredients. So, you know, and you get protein in it. No, like it's like basically zero carbs. I mean, totally do this, add this in your diet. You can make wraps, you can like make enchiladas. It's delicious and
The
easy.
little ones make good soft shell tacos.
They're so good. And what I did is I fried up a whole thing of mushrooms and I put a little bit of chicken in it, and it was super duper good.
I would
So,
eat that.
so yes, yes. Oh, and I need more dehydrated mushrooms too, Ryan Waterbury. I don't even know what you're talking about, but I want
Oh,
that.
because I think not last solstice, but the one before, I gave him a little thing of dehydrated morels.
Oh, morels are so good. Oh my God, I want
They're
that.
good.
All I want is mushrooms.
What do
So,
they taste like? So they don't have a lot of taste, which
no, they
is
don't.
good. It's like a bread product, tortilla product, egg product.
Yeah, it's really light, and I
Yeah.
mean, my husband hates like when I try to do cauliflower rice, he doesn't like that or any of that. But like this, you don't really taste it. It's very subtle, and Kara taught me this. Like you put it on a frying pan a little bit, it like gets a little bit harder, so
Yeah.
your texture gets a little bit better too. So play around with it. There's tons of recipes out there. So
So
many
good.
things, and you can do like sweet stuff in it. I've seen people use it like a crepe. So
I've
you
made banana crepes with them.
so good.
So good. Oh my God.
So,
Yeah.
like, if you're like me, like, I know a lot of people have New Year's resolutions. They want to, like, get a little trimmer. They want to get healthier. This is an easy way to do it, and you don't have to totally give up everything.
And that is probably closer to the taste that they have is a crepe
Yeah.
because it is an egg base, right? But it's not sweet. Like it's not like how some pre-made crepes, the wrap is already sweet. It's not. So
Oh,
it can go either way. You can do sweet stuff,
or
savory stuff.
savory. It's perfect. It's a perfect food, and I buy it every week now
You know,
because it's
and
so good.
here's the other thing. You can use them to make lasagna.
Oh yeah. I actually played around with that one day, and like it's close. I mean, the texture
It
is kind
is.
of like weirdly like
Uh-huh.
the pasta. So not exact, but like if you're dying for pasta and you're on keto,
Yeah.
oh, so good. So totally go check out these. These are worth
Mhm.
it. And that is my just the tip this week.
Yay! Well, we're getting towards the end, so we'll start to do our one cool thing. So, left's a substitute.
You know, I've never tried it. I'm gonna try that now.
I now you have me curious, Mark,
I know you could do so many things with it.
because I have some downstairs right now.
You could like have a little bit, you know,
It would be a hell of a lot better than that shit left's I made.
and it'd still be gluten free then. So, I mean, why not try? You know, I actually could see it. It's similar. Yeah. Yeah, I bet
So,
you
for
work.
people, what is your one cool thing? Like, what one awesome thing or good thing or happy thing happened to you this week? So, let
Hmm.
us know in the chat because we're going to pop that up on the screen. But for you, Heather, what awesome thing happened?
Well, today I had all we're getting back to school time, spring semester, and I did all these presentations today on open educational resources. And I got so nervous last night I could hardly sleep and my tummy was jumping, but it went really, really good. And even if I get one person who's like, "Oh, I didn't know that. I want to like know more about like, making it so students don't have to suffer through expensive textbooks." Like that makes my day. So that was pretty good.
That is pretty good. That is a pretty awesome thing. So, my blender came today.
Oh, did you get your Ninja or what
I
is it?
did, although we got the larger Ninja because we looked at it and I just wanted to get the little Ninja bullet because I wanted it to be able to be put away easily, but Tracy wanted like the big, huge
Because
blender,
he
so
wants mass
whatever.
quantity of
I
like
know.
whatever he's blending.
So I don't know yet where I'm going to put this damn thing to store it. I'll figure that out.
Yeah. You've been like the organizing queen, I have to
Yeah.
say. You can do it.
So, but I'm pretty excited about that because we're going to start doing uh, like morning smoothies every morning to get our vegetables in. So it'll be like a spinach and kale and fruit smoothie every morning. So I'm pretty excited about that because it'll be like a health thing.
You're going to be so healthy. Okay, I have to laugh. I saw this and it made me die laughing. I'm never watching a live feed or listening to a podcast again unless the hosts have delightful Midwest accents.
Who is that?
I don't know. I got to look on Facebook because
Yeah,
on
you
my
gotta look
feed it
up who
doesn't have
that
it.
is.
Oh, thank you. Yes, I've been told to have quite the Midwest accent, so I agree. Oh, here's another good one. I was pre-approved for a mortgage,
Mm,
and I actually have a good credit score. Yes, nothing better than that.
that's fantastic.
Oh, my Sarah, like I can see Alaska from here, from my house or whatever she said. Oh, karaoke
Oh
lesson.
yeah.
Karaoke. Yes. I'm really bad at karaoke because usually I'm drinking and then I think I can sing and I can't. So there you go. But Kara will be like, "You can't sing." I'm like, "Nope, I know."
I
That's pretty good though.
I am happy you were able to go to karaoke.
Yes. So what's the deal with
I
that?
am happy I was not at karaoke.
Kara's like she has a very good ear for music, and like if things are off a little bit, she'll go, "That's off," and I'm like, "Really?" And but then sometimes I'm like, "Yeah, that's off." If I can tell it's off, then it's so off. But I also love enthusiasm. And I think if you're gonna sing bad, you have to be a super showman. Like you have to balance this out to the point where I'm like, you're reenacting Grease or something, you know.
Travis
Ooh,
has a good happy. Yes.
I was wondering about that. So, like, people were saying, you know, about Bitcoin doing crazy stuff like this year.
Yes.
And I think that's kind of
Oh,
awesome.
yeah, it is the highest it's ever been. It's pretty amazing actually. So I sold my little teeny fraction of a Bitcoin
When
t 2017. Yes, 2017. Um, if I had held it, would I have a lot more money? I would. I have no regrets selling that sucker,
I
um,
don't know what to use
because
it with.
that's what Tracy and I used to buy our plane tickets to go to Greece. So
Oh
I,
shit,
I have
yeah.
no,
No, I
I
mean,
have
if you
nothing.
can go to Greece on it, go to Greece
Yeah.
on it.
So I
Yes.
no regrets whatsoever.
Oh man. So they did a couple of tunes.
Very
Neil
cool.
Martin. I love that. Oh, well, we're almost
Well,
out of time.
we've
Oh my
we've
God.
made it through this crazy, crazy day.
Yes, and this new year. So happy new year, everyone. We made it. Things are okay. I think maybe next week we can talk about some of the other electeds that got into
Yeah.
office and
Yeah. And talk about some of their initial things. We can start to look at some of the candidates who are running maybe for 2021, and there'll be other libertarian news coming out. So,
yes, that's my hope for this whole year is we can have like keep you updated on good news and hopefully there'll be a lot of good news. Coinbase. Okay, I just gotta say, Travis, I watch financial YouTubes and that was one of the top 10 things is to look into Bitcoin this year. So I'm actually gonna read more about it. I'm a little terrified about it, so I might reach out
don't
to you.
but don't buy now.
No, 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 buy low. Buy
Wait
low,
for it
sell
to
high.
crash again. It'll crash again.
Yeah, eventually.
Just wait
We're
for it to
gonna need a
crash again.
bigger
Buy it.
dumpster for this year. I
Yeah, no
hope
shit.
not. I want it to turn into a good year. I'm sick of bad years. I want to also go to Greece with Kara, and I want to travel to Portugal because I've been like trying to learn Portuguese, and I want to go places. So yes, we need a better year and small dumpster, small dumpster.
Smaller dumpster.
So have a good week,
Yes. Have a good one, everyone. Thank you very much for joining us,
and
and see you
if
next Wednesday.
yes, and you can send us money if you'd like us.
Yes, send us Bitcoin.
Yeah, send us some Bitcoin if it's high. I mean, I'll be like, wow, look at all the money we got. But have a great week. We love you guys. See you later.